This is part 2 of the goals and objectives of communication as part of external communication, and this is course 2, continuation. Now, remember, in part 1, we profiled how you communicate with the different service providers, suppliers, healthcare practitioners, patients, customers, and clients. Now, we're taking it a step further in this video training, whereby we are focusing on the different generation types. Let's start with the pre-depression generation, right? They tend to have a lot of money, but not all of it is easily disposable. Usually, salespeople don't target them for big purchases, but they actually do have the cash, and they will buy what they need if they understand the value of what it is that you are recommending. The depression or the silent generation, they want to be treated with great respect and call them out on their titles and last names. They expect information to be printed clearly for them to understand and to read, but don't make the mistake of thinking that they do not use the internet. They actually do. It brings us then to the next generation type, and that is the baby boomers. The baby boomers, they like quick fixes and want salespeople to get to the point when communicating with them and provide them with solutions that will work immediately. They have experienced a lot of change over the last couple of years, and so they are able to adapt on their own when they see the value of what you are proposing. That is the baby boomers. And so the baby boomers are those individuals that are born between 1946 and 1964. Think about that generation clearly for a minute. That they, a lot of the times optometric practices think that these people can't make the change. This person is wearing bifocal lenses. You want to convert them over to multifocal lenses. They're not wearing contact lenses. You're thinking that they are a bit too old to be wearing contact lenses. And now, but they actually can. Why? They have always gone through various changes in their lives, whether it be personally or professionally. And so it's very, very important that you can demonstrate the value of what you are proposing. And once they understand the value of what you are proposing, it makes it easier for them then to adapt on their own and make the decision that is necessary and relevant for them to say, yes, I will go with this that you are recommending because I understand its value. I understand how it will work. I understand why it will work. I understand that if I don't take it, it's going to impact me in the following manner. I understand that this is the benefit. This is what I will be gaining if I go with what you're recommending versus what I will be losing if I don't. And so when you, as a practice, can easily demonstrate that difference between what they will be gaining versus what they will be losing, it makes it easier then for them to make an informed decision pertaining to what you are recommending or advising them as a management solution. And so that is the baby boomers. However, if you look at Generation X, these are the people that are born just after, around 1965 to 1976 or so. They prefer transparency and a direct approach. Don't sales pitch them in any way, as they will see through it immediately and question everything that you say. One thing though about Generation X is that they value social recommendation and support from their peers. Remember, this is that generation now who are your early presbyopic patients, right? He or she has been wearing not been wearing glasses, for example, or they've been wearing single vision glasses for a long time, for like 20 years. Now they are 42 and they need a pair of multifocal lenses. And you now having to tell them that you need glasses for both far and near. And this is how you cannot avoid it. If they can see that, wait a minute, a lot of my peers, if you can demonstrate that people in their age group are going through the same thing, all of a sudden, they don't feel like they are alone or they are the only person going through that which they are going through at that particular point in time. So when you are introducing multifocals to this type of individual, you cannot be communicating with them that, you be clear with them. Tell them that because they have not been wearing this type of lens before, there's going to be an adaptation period. There's going to be a period of a couple of weeks, if need be, for them to be able to adapt to the multifocal lens. Be clear with them why you're recommending contact lenses, why you're recommending this tint, why are there different types of tints, but you are recommending the most expensive one versus the cheap one. Understand that if they are not clear on what the visual problem is and what are the management solutions pertaining to what will solve that problem, if they are not clear on these are the clinical benefits and features and the value that I will get from this particular product, they're going to struggle to go with what you're recommending. And so it's very, very important that you can effectively communicate with them in that manner. That is Generation X. Then you've got your millennials. They are image driven and they want things to be customized to their individual needs, right? And so they have grown up with the internet and so are in a position to expect more efficiency from salespeople. So with millennials, you better know your stuff, because when they come to your optometric practice, they come to your optometric practice having already researched what is wrong with them, having already looked up what their problem is and how or what would be best suited for them to solve that particular problem. And so with the millennials, it's very, very important that you whatever that you are talking about, you have a clear understanding of what they are dealing with, what they are going through, what their lifestyle is, what their working environment is, what their leisure activities are, so that when you are communicating with them, you are communicating with them based on that which is important and what they deem to be most valuable to them. Don't just be communicating with them generally without taking into consideration what are the things that are critical overall in their environment. And so you're speaking with millennials, and you'll see later on when we're going in terms of sales and communication, how do you go about communicating effectively with the different generation types. But here, it is just for you to have a clear understanding of how millennials are approached. Then you've got your Generation Z, right? They have never lived a day without the internet and have direct access to various things that all other generations took time to be able to access. And so they are, most of the time, they are able to make decisions independently for themselves. And the thing about them is that they are influenced greatly by whatever trend is taking place or exists at that particular moment in time. So whatever solution that you recommend must fit in line with whatever trend is taking place. Whatever is the latest thing, whatever it's hyped up at that particular point in time. The Generation Z, you need to communicate with them in that regard. And so those are the different generation types. The next thing though is the different market segments. So the consumers fall into different market segments. You have high income earners, middle income earners, and of course low income earners. With regards high income earners, the defining characteristics about them is personalization. You know, it has to be about them and nothing else. They don't want to know that which they are buying, 100 other people have it. They want you to have bespoke services. They want to feel like they were the most important person to walk into that optometric practice. They want to feel like no other person has this. They're the first to have this thing. This is the latest, most innovative, technological advanced product. And so they are the frontline individuals to have received this thing that you are recommending. They understand that the premium product that you are recommending, that not a lot of people have access to this premium product. This is how they're going to experience the premium product. The premium product is going to fit in with their overall lifestyle, behavioral patterns, working environments in the following manner. And so personalization is critical and key as a defining characteristics with a high incoming earner. Other characteristics that are important with the high incoming earner is convenience and trust. If they trust you, they will spend whatever amount of money is necessary to get the product that they need. But if they don't trust you, and if you have not ensured that you have established trust and confidence for them in you or your brand, they will not be able to spend money in your practice. But once they can trust you, once they have seen that you deliver on that which you say you will deliver on, and you're exceeding expectations, they will spend more than they actually need within your optometric practice. Then you've got your middle income earners. With this group, personalization is very, very important for them as well, and recognition. Whereas with the low income earners, it's value. What will they be gaining if they go with what you're recommending versus what will they be losing if they don't go with what you're recommending? Remember, they're living paycheck to paycheck. Their money does not last until the end of the month. So it's money for now. So they're constantly making a decision between that which you are recommending. How critical is it for them to survive? Let alone to thrive, to survive. So if they are clear on how what you are recommending influences their survival mode, their survival as a whole, they will spend the money, the little money that they have, on ensuring that they get the product and the services and the solutions that you are recommending. And also other characteristics that are defining them is convenience and recognition. And so that's basically the goals and objectives of communication, part 2, where it's the generation types followed then by the market segment which we have profiled. And so it's very, very important for you to understand, and when the consumer walks into your practice, they will fall into these different categories that we have just alluded to. And it's very, very important that you are addressing them, interacting with them, communicating with them based on the profile that they're presenting with. It's going to make how you're communicating with them easier. And if the communication is easier, it's going to lead to the connection being easier as well. When the connection is easier, it's going to make the consumer purchasing decisions far easier as well. And you will close more deals within the optometric practice when the communication is effective and efficient and it's at the level at which it's supposed to be.